Hi, how you doing? What's the gossip? Let me know. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. How is everyone doing? It is Friday when I'm filming this, and am I ready for the weekend? The answer to that is yes. I am so excited to just be at home, have just down tools, and not have too much to be focused on, and just spend the weekend with you guys. And as part of that brings me on to what this video is going to be about. So a lot of questions that I get asked, particularly on socials, is around how I create a cozy home, what are the things that I do, and I feel like that's probably at the forefront of my mind every single time I want to make a purchase. Every single time there's something going on and I'm bringing something into the house, I'm like, is it going to add to that feel? For me, it's so important to have a space where you want to come down tools and just relax. So I thought I would come on and answer some of those questions and do a video based on it, which I'll incorporate throughout this vlog. So I'm going to do my top 10 tips to creating a cozy home. Some you may have already thought about, some you may not have, but like I say, it will just be part of the ongoing video that I'm doing. And that'll bring me on to part one, because the pictures, do you remember I said I had ordered some pictures from a gallery wall? I'll take you upstairs and we can do it together in a little bit. But my pictures come, so my first tip is around personalizing your home. So either having pictures out of family, friends. I think some people don't like to do that, and I totally understand that, but for me, I think having your personal touch on your home is really important. And if you don't want to add pictures of your family and whatnot, that's totally cool. I'm not someone who necessarily does that. However, what I've done to incorporate, I'll show you the pictures now. What I've done to incorporate my, bringing the personal touch into my home is my gallery wall up in the hallway. I'll show you in a little bit, but I've not got any pictures in there yet, and I knew I wanted to do something personal. I didn't want to just add in all like standardized print. And what I did is I went out to my friends and family and said, I would love you to send me a picture that you've taken yourself, that something that you've seen, thought, oh my god, that's really nice, whether it be a view of a mountain, whether it be of fields, horses, a rainbow, whatever it would be. Something that you've seen that you've thought that's beautiful and took a picture of it. And then what I've done is I've actually had them delivered, and I'm going to put them in my gallery wall rather than having just standardized print. I also don't really have a lot of pictures of like family around. It's not my thing as such. I do have pictures printed out in albums and stuff, but I don't have them around. And so this is my way of almost incorporating that personal touch into my house. So like I say, I'll take you up in a little bit and I'll show you, but here are like some of the pictures that my friends and family have taken. I mean, how pretty is that? I feel like that would be a print that you would buy anyway. This was a sunset at a bridge one of my friends had taken, just with two random people sat on a bench in the evening. This was one that my brother had took when he was out on a run, and you can see the rainbow in it. Is how amazing. Seeing these in person, I am so excited to put these up. Like, look how stunning that is. And that's going to be really personal to me forever then, because it goes in keeping with my tones, with the house. And what I'm also going to do to add that extra little bit of personal touch is when I see like my friends and family, I'm going to get them to write a little note on the back of the picture, just so that I'll have it there for years to come, because I may forget who took what, etc, etc. So just to have that personal touch on my gallery wall upstairs, this is a great way to bring your friends and family. And you don't have to be as extreme as doing a full gallery wall. It could be that you have one print up in your office or in your entrance where you've got a picture that one of your friends or family took. So there's lots of different ways to do it. Oh my god. And seeing them in print, it does feel different to look. And this one here, you can even see the raindrops in it if you look closely. Like, how pretty. That was another one that my brother took. He said when he's out running, because he does like long distance running, he's like, I'll use it as an excuse to get a break and stop running. And I'm like, if I get pictures like this, you can carry on doing that. Oh, they're just absolutely incredible. Like, my gallery wall is going to look so pretty. This was one my friend took, and I need to ask her a little bit more about it, but when I seen it I was like, oh my god, it's just different to the other ones. But she'd seen something and then took a picture like this. Again, just something that she really liked, and I loved it, so I had to get it printed out. This, my other friend loves horses, and she loves sunsets and horses, and she got the perfect shot of some sunset and horses out and about. This looks like a very cold one. I'm sure this one, I'm 90% sure that this is in Scotland. And by that weather, that looks like it is Scotland. But look, you can see how cold that is. Oh my gosh. This is making me so happy. Oh. Another one, I'm almost at the end, I promise. But yeah, like just to track while my brother was out running. Then in some, I guess, woodlands. And it all goes in keeping with everything that I love. This one, how pretty. Oh, these are gonna look so good. And then lastly, this one. So, I will go upstairs in a little more and I'll get these all, I think I need to put them in the frames, and that's the bit that's a little bit like much, because you have to take all the backs off the frames, take them all off the wall, get up the ladders, all that good stuff, but it will be totally worth it. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time doing that, and then, so it's about, I think it's probably about 3 o'clock now, so as the next couple of hours go on, it's going to get cozy outside anyway. We'll get the fire lit, we'll get it all vibey in here, and then I'll take you through some more of my tips. But yeah, tip number 1, personalise. Get a creative way to do it and what works for you and your family, whether that be family portraits and pictures, whether that be pictures like this, whether there's just another way that you want to bring something in, that could be through textures. Whatever it is for you that feels personal will always make your home feel more cozy when you've got that personal touch in your home. But we're going to crack on with this vlog, and we're going to have, well, because it's cozy, that's just going to be the cutest little time to me. But yeah, we're going to spend a couple of days together talking about all things coziness and just vibing together. That's what we're doing today. So this area is not finished, but this is the frames that I'm talking about. So when I was designing this area, I wanted it to be like very restoration hardware. I feel like they do these amazing gallery walls with prints and frames really close to one another, and because this hallway is quite thin, it was really important for me to make a bit of a statement. I think the ceilings are maybe 11-12 foot here, so they're quite tall. I don't think you can quite make it out here, but actually they are extremely tall. I still need to finish the banister and stuff, and I'm going to change these bulbs to like a more warmer tone. I feel like they're a little bit cool, but this is where I'm going to put all the prints. So I got these frames from Desenio, and then the inserts I got from a framing shop. They just made them all to the exact size that I wanted them to be, so that I'll then put my pictures in. Like this was just a normal print, but I think I need about 4 more, but I have got some prints in here. So the ones that I've got prints in, I'll probably leave them at the minute, do all the empty ones, and then I can then come back and get the other ones done. But yeah, this space is going to be so nice. I still need to, I got this original architrave matched to, so this is the same as the original. I got them to make that for me in a joinery shop, so that all still needs painted and finished. So I'm just waiting on the last bit of skirting to be sorted there, and as soon as that's done, that'll all be painted. But yeah, this is the look, and then you can see the amazing architrave that I've got running all the way down here. And I've gone for bright white spotlights out here, and the reason for it is because there's no window in this hallway. So I think it was really important that it felt like I was, you know, I've got natural light here, even though I'll get some from the spare room in my bedroom and whatnot, but I just wanted to make sure that it felt nice. But like I say, it's not finished, but this is one step closer, so I'm going to start getting some of this done. This is faffy because when you take one off, you've got like loads of clips on the back, but do you know what? I'm just telling myself it's going to be worth it. It's going to look incredible, and I'm actually really excited. I might try and get some of this painted maybe over this weekend or next weekend. But yeah, look at you can see the coving. I got that from a company called Ceiling Roses. It was a nightmare to paint because you can imagine you have to get in all the little bits, but I think totally worth it. So I'm pleased with it. I'm so sorry if the light's bouncing around the camera, making it a little bit distorted, but yeah, let's get started on putting some personal prints in these frames.
Open air, side by side we sway there in all the colors. Summer love
Guys, it looks so good. I don't know if you're going to be able to see them. I'll take you off the tripod in a little sec, but they look so good. Like, I was putting them up and I was like, it looks incredible. And I've tried to almost, when I put them on, I've tried to make them a little bit sporadic, but at the same time I've tried to sort of group them with colours. So the top I've got like some blues, more sky and water, and then the bottom, the middle bit I've got more greens, and then the bottom was a lot of like sunsets. Obviously it's not perfect because I may still move some around. I've still got a couple more to get. Like I say, I've still got one from my sister, some from America. So yeah, I think it looks incredible. And honestly, if you wanted to do something like this in your own space, it doesn't have to be as extreme as this. Obviously, I'm mindful that I've got a lot of frames here, but the reason that I was doing it was when I was designing the hallway, I knew I wanted a large gallery wall here, because otherwise this little bit of hall would have probably felt really like dead space as such, because it's quite thin. Obviously I can't have any furniture, I can't style really, so I wanted some wall lights, and then I just wanted a gallery wall. And when I was doing it, I wanted the gallery wall to all be the same frames, because obviously you can get it where you do lots of different ones, and you could do something like this in your gallery wall if you were doing that. Me personally, I just wanted it to be all like really sleek looking, and I feel like it's coming together. Let me show you up closer. Look at these. Like, my friends and siblings and family, I've just created something beautiful here. I am absolutely over the moon with it. Like, look, this was all captured from their eyes when they've seen something that they thought was beautiful. So bringing something into your home that isn't just a standard print, and although they are gorgeous, like this is a standard print, these ones are, I will be changing them out to this. While they're pretty and I've had them for years and they're great, it's just, I don't know, I feel like there's something a little bit more personal and warming when the prints are something that your loved ones have sent you because they've seen it and thought it was beautiful. I mean, I just absolutely adore. I adore this little space. So every time I'm going to the bathroom or anything, I'm just going to be here when my guests, because here is the guest room, so this is the door to obviously in here, and when they come out, this is what they'll be greeted with. And the chances are, if they're staying in there, they're going to be someone who sent me one of these pictures. Like I say, I've got a couple more to get. I've got 4 more to print off. I didn't realise that I had some more saved, so I need to go and get them sent off today and get them printed out. But yeah, just a little idea for you if you're thinking of something in your home, and this adds warmth, it adds cozy vibes, and yeah, just amazing. And obviously if you've got a particular colour scheme, when you're asking your friends and family if you want it all to be like greens or sunsets, or depending on your styling, you may want more this colour, but you could also actually, maybe if you were doing a bathroom or something, you could also be like, actually I want it focused on blues. Whatever it is, you can let your friends or whoever you're going to have send them to you what type of colours you're looking for, and they can have a look with, like, how pretty that is. Like, I love it so much. I love how that is looking so much. It just feels amazing up there. I've gone up a couple of times just to have a little like look, and oh my god, it makes me so happy. And the next thing on my ways to make your home feel cozy, and number 2 on my list is a fireplace. A fire surround, a fireplace. You're going to have to excuse the ash. I literally have just been lighting it and I've got ash everywhere. Yes, I think there's ways of, depending on your style of your home, you could have a modern fireplace, you could have a more traditional style fireplace, you can have gas, electric. There's lots of different ones that you can actually have, but I just think when you're sitting in the evening and you're watching a movie, I've got a movie on at the minute actually, but when you've got like a movie on and you're just sitting, I love having a real fire, a log burner. when I bought this place, that was the first thing I went and bought to get it all installed, because there's just something so warming, and especially at Christmas time, and just I love the vibe of having a real fire, or I love the vibe of a fireplace anyway. I feel like it's the centre of my living room, it's the focal point, it's the heart of my living room. So yes, I absolutely adore it, and I would highly recommend, if you're styling a home or you're looking at redecorating a room and you don't have a fire, maybe try and find a way of bringing one in. Even when I lived in my apartment in Manchester City Centre, in the high-rise apartment, obviously they don't have fires and stuff, but I actually just went out and bought a fire surround and just made it look like there was a fire in there, because for me it's so important to always have that focal point. So that is number 2 on my list. Number 3 on my list is candles. Now I know that candles might not be for everyone, but they just give a warmth and a coziness to any environment, and these are things that you can add really inexpensively. So I've got these ones here from HomeSense. You can get them as cheap as a couple of quid, and even if it's just a little tea light, like a little holder, and you just have the ambience of the glow of that. Like I say, I know that they're not for everyone, but for me personally, I just love sitting and chilling, and I know when I'm having a real cozy evening, particularly when friends are over or family's over, I'll always light a candle and just have it smelling amazing, and feeling like that total comfort of having candles around. And for my homebody besties, for people who have followed me for a little bit of time, I don't think this will come as any surprise to you, but for me, number 4 on my list is lighting. And when I say lighting, I mean ambience lighting. I don't mean your overhead light. For me, you'll never see that on in here, even though sometimes my lighting may be off and I may look yellow, but I am always going to be in the cozy vibes, and I'm very rarely ever going to put that on. So I have layered lighting. I've got lamps, I've got wall lights, I have got like the light on my table, I have got wireless wall lights, I have a whole array. Then I've got lights in the window, I've got lights by my sofa. It is the ultimate guide to cozy vibes. So this light in here is what I'll normally do my evening stuff in. So if I'm just pottering around, this is how the lighting would be. I'll have my lights on my wall, and then I'll have my lamps on and the lamps in the bay. And in the evening, if I'm sitting chilling to the TV, I will have the wall lights off, and this is the sort of ambience that I would have. So more, obviously you can see it's darker, it's cozier, but for me, this is just how I like to sit and watch TV in the evening. And yeah, I just think it's just, makes me so happy. I'll turn you around and show you what the other side looks like as well. So you can just see like how moody it looks, and I really like that. If I'm sat watching TV and relaxing, I won't have them on, but I will have my little lamps around, and these are, like I say, much darker lighting. And yeah, this is how I would sit and enjoy a movie in the evening. Sometimes I will have the wall lights on, but if I'm more just chilling and completely switching off, they will go off. 9 times out of 10, this is how I am sitting. And obviously, these lamps over here are quite new, and I've got them all set on timers, so these all just come on automatically. I don't even touch these anymore. These lights here are quite bright, so I'll use them like in the evening if I'm working. If I just need to sort of be more alert, I'll have the big ones beside my sofa on. But other than that, it will just be the little ones that I will have on, and I love the vibe that that gives. So even like in my hallway and stuff, I have lamps. And the good thing is I've got these connected to my light switches, so if I just lean up here, that'll just turn them off. And that's because I don't like using overhead lighting. So even in spaces like this, so like if I'm answering the door, if guests come round, I would rather the lamps come on than that I'm using the overhead lighting. I do need to get some nice chandeliers for here, but even then I'll probably have these on more than the actual chandeliers themselves. Again, the overhead lighting's for like if I'm cleaning and I just need to see a little bit more. Other than that, I will always be using lamps. So the next thing that I think is a really important key point to designing a cozy home is accessories. So for me, coffee table books are like key. Having little ornaments and stuff just lying around. I just think it gives that layered luxury feel, but equally lived in. I don't like minimalist where there's just nothing around. I personally like to have things, and so with books and then to have things layered on top of them, whether that be candles, I just think it just gives that feeling of like warmth. And if I take you into the living room, I'll just show you I've got quite a lot of books, but for me, I think when you're wanting that cozy vibe, you need to have the things that you love around you. If you start on the coffee table here, you can see I've got quite a few different stacks of books. Then if we go to my console table with the lamps, again, I've got books there. And then if I come over to here, books layered with like a little tissue box on top. And then over here, I have books and just a little stunning horse's head and a little trinket box. I just think it gives such a layered look. I'll leave all my coffee table books, the ones that I've got in here in the hallway, linked below if you are interested. And if you're looking for little accessories and stuff, things like little tissue boxes are really nice, stacked on top of some books. So I'll leave these ones linked below. I've got a few of them. I've got one on my coffee table as well. Really inexpensive, but they look good and they're really practical as well. The next thing that I think is curtains. Curtains, I feel like they just bring texture, they feel luxurious, and I think it just adds that feeling of extra warmth. Like, if you know me, I'm changing these ones out to something a little bit different. They should hopefully be coming within the next week. I'm going to be getting the same ones on my patio doors, but I think with curtains, it just, for me, I would just have them everywhere. Like, I feel like they change the whole vibe of your room. And I know that, again, not everyone likes curtains. Some people will just have blinds and they go for the more minimalist look. I love that too, but for me, if you're trying to create ultimate cozy vibes, curtains are the one. I have them, I think, in every single room that I've done so far, and I think I'll just put them in every single room that I want to do as well. And by the back patio door, I've got a Roman shade, which is fabric, so fabric blinds are also a really good way to bring in texture and warmth. Obviously I've got wooden blinds as well, but for me, having the fabric ones just adds that extra layer of luxury and comfort and warmth. The next thing that I would say that creates a cozy vibe is comfortable furniture. Now, I see people who buy sofas and they've got really low backs and they look really, really uncomfortable. They look incredible, but they also look uncomfortable, and to me that doesn't give comfort, it doesn't give cozy, it doesn't give the stuff that I want to create in my home. I like a sofa that you can sit on and it is so comfortable that you just don't want to get up. So for me, when you're picking things like your sofa or your beds, any furniture, even your dining room chairs, bar stools, anything in your house, focus on, obviously the style is super important. You don't want to be buying something that's not very nice to look at but is comfortable. You want to get the balance right. I have the Farlove sofa from IKEA. It's a slipcover sofa. I love it so much. Like, it's the sofa that I've had for the longest period of time, and I think it's incredible. I am going to get it recovered and go more in keeping with my tone. So it's a little bit bright white to me, so I want something a bit darker, maybe a more neutral or maybe a darker brown. So, but I think when you're styling your home and you want that cozy vibe, just make sure that you go for a sofa that A, looks really good, or B, is really comfortable as well, because you don't want to, like I say, be sat watching TV and feeling uncomfortable. You could have the coziest living room in the world, but if you're sitting on something that is really, really uncomfortable, you're not going to feel cozy. It's taking the vibes away from you, and we don't want that around here. So be really careful when you're picking your furniture pieces, because comfort is key. The next thing that I would say that a key point of creating a cozy vibe is the colour that you choose for your wall. If you go for a stark white, it is not going to give as cozy as you're going for a warm neutral, maybe like an off-white. This colour here is given like warmer toned white rather than bright white. bright whites really stark and it's cold, light greys. They've got cold undertone colours, so it's not going to feel as warm and cosy in that space if that's the vibe that you're going for. Obviously they're beautiful as well, but depending on if you're wanting to create the cosy vibes, I would say stay away from stark white colours. I don't even paint my ceilings in those type of colours because bright white just takes away from the cosy vibes. I do not have it anywhere in my house, and that's just because my aesthetic is cosy. If your aesthetic's not that, then you know you can have those, but just be mindful of what it is that you're trying to create in this space. But yeah, I have this colour here is by the brand Wix. It's actually really inexpensive paint. It's £4.05 and the colour Champagne, and I just love it. I think it just gives that nice warm undertone neutral, and yeah, I love it. In this space, I've gone with Lick White 05. Again, this is a warmer undertone white. It's a warmer neutral. It's not a bright white. It's far from it. So yeah, just be careful. I would say get samples. They are going to be key to make sure that you're picking the right colour for your home and thinking about the vibe. So with your furniture, is it going to go? So yeah, take your time when you're picking your paint colour. I've been known previously to just go out and see a colour on a shelf and pick it up and buy it and put it on the walls, and I regret it all the time. So take your time, get your samples, put them around the room, make sure that you sit with them for a couple of days and make sure that you fall in love, because it's so important. Obviously it's just paint, so it can be painted over, but if you're going to be doing something, you would rather just get it right first time where possible. The next one that I would say to create a cosy vibe is your home fragrance. So I think it's really, really important that when either guests come into your home, when you come into your home, that you feel like, you know, just getting a smell that reminds you of somewhere. So having something, whether it be plugins, whether it just be like air fresheners, diffusers, candles, anything that can give that feeling, even your fabric softener. When you go into someone's house and you can smell that homey feeling, it is really important. So when my guests come in, the first thing that they're ever going to smell is this Senses diffuser, and it's beautiful. It's a ylang ylang fragrance, and I love it. It's huge, it's oversized, so it makes a statement. It's got a warm tone to the amber glass. I think it's incredible, and I always get compliments on how my house smells as soon as people walk in, because this is the thing that'll hit them. I just change the sticks, I flip the sticks round maybe once a week. I don't even do it an awful lot, to be honest, and yeah, it keeps it smelling fresh here. When you go into my guest bedroom, you will have a huge diffuser in there as well, so that every single time if a guest comes round and they stay, it's going to smell great in there. I think it's just really important. My friend uses plugins as well, so I know you can get like little plug-in air fresheners. I've not got none of those, but I would totally be open to it, so I should probably do some looking for some of those for some of the other spaces. But yes, between these and candles are my go-to, and I know that you can get your air diffusers as well. They're actually really good too, so make sure when you're picking a fragrance, again, be really picky about it. Go for something that you like and the type of scent that you love. But yeah, for me, having something like this, it's a statement. These are quite pricey, but they're huge. I've had this probably, I would say about a year, maybe a year and a half, and that's how much it's come down. So you can see I've probably still got another good year and a half left in it, so you're probably getting about 3 years out of the oil in this. So yeah, quite pricey, but for the length of time that you have it, I think is worth it. And out here as well, I also have, oh, that light just flicked. I also have this huge oversized candle. Again, for me, like, this is when I've got guests round, I'll light it. If I'm cleaning, I'll light it. It smells amazing without being lit as well. So I would highly recommend maybe getting, again, I like oversized, I like a bit of a statement, because I like the decor that it brings. So yeah, just pick your fragrance. This one's a precious amber scent, absolutely beautiful. And like I say, that makes a huge statement on its own without being lit, but equally it still smells amazing. So between the diffuser and the candle. When guests come to my house, it is going to smell. Mwah. My last tip for creating a cozy, inviting home is don't underestimate the power of rugs. I think they just bring in such cozy vibes. You can go for antique style rugs. The one in the living room is just more of a neutral, but I would love to change it out to something a little bit more like this. Make sure that your rugs are the right size as well. So if you've got like if you've got a dining table on it with chairs, make sure that when you pull the chairs out, they're going to still sit on the rug. There's nothing worse than when you pull a bit of the chair out, half's on the rug, half's not. Similar to things like your sofa, make sure that your rug goes under the sofa and covers a huge section of your floor. There's nothing worse than when your rug is too small. It will make your room feel so much smaller, so just make sure that you are picking the right size for the room that you're in. But yeah, don't underestimate it because they just add so much texture, warmth, character to your room. They are incredible and I love rugs. There you have it. That is my top 10 tips on what you can do to create a cozy, warm, inviting, beautiful home. What do you do? Is there anything that you think that I've missed off? What do you think is really important to create that look? Again, this is just my opinion on the things that I personally do, and I'm also mindful that this style isn't everyone's style. People like neutral or cooler homes or modern homes, I get that, but for me, I just wanted to come on and talk to you about the sort of things that I do, because I do often get asked about creating the cozy vibe, and when people are talking, sometimes people don't know how to bring those things into their home. So I thought it was important that I'd done a video that give you a little bit of information and hopefully help you when you're creating your beautiful homes and you're styling them. Homebodies out there will totally understand the passion behind why I'm talking the way I do, because it's just all these little things are things that I just take really serious, because just love the vibe of like sitting watching TV, and there's nothing better than when you're doing it and you've got the mood right, like the lighting's right, you've got the candles, it smells amazing, you've got your snacks, you've got all the goodness, and it all just comes together and feels like, ah, this is incredible. And this room here, so like between my living room and dining room, I adore this space. This space to me is probably my favourite space that I've ever designed, and there's some little tweaks that I'm making, like I say, the curtains, maybe changing the colour on the wall to a little bit darker, maybe changing the sofa covers just again to a little bit darker, but other than that, I love the style of this room. I love the textures, I love the homey feeling, books, the lighting, the table, the chairs, the mirror, the metals that I've got around, all coming together creates this space that I just love to spend a lot of time in, and I think that's what anyone should want to create when they're turning their house into a home, is making it a space that you want to spend time in, because you spend a lot of money on rent, mortgage, buying a house, whatever it would be, so you need to have it where you want to actually spend that time. And I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, if I'm honest. Like, this to me is just my little safe space. I adore it, I love it, I love sharing it with you guys. So if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please push that subscribe button. It helps my little channel so much. If there's any other videos that you want me to create, please pop it in the comment section and I'll come back to you, and I will chat to you all in my next video.